Sell on Amazon in Saudi Arabia. If you're looking for a step-by-step guide and full tutorial of how you can get started selling on Amazon in Saudi Arabia, well, this is the video for you, so let's get started. Actually, the way that I'm gonna structure this video is I'm gonna give you the 4 most important steps, yes, just 4, in order to get started on Amazon Saudi Arabia. However, if you're still in the process of thinking, why should I be selling on Saudi Arabia? Well, honestly, you saw this video, it piqued your interest and you clicked on it. So potentially you're already looking at this marketplace. Not only that, Saudi Arabia is currently experiencing a boom, an incredible growth in its economy. And you know this if you are living in the Middle East and even potentially in Europe and the US, you've heard the buzz. Not only that, Saudi Arabia has an acceptable, a good population of almost 33, maybe a little bit more, 33 million people. And also, internet penetration is at almost 100%. So this is the ideal playground for anyone that wants to sell online and in particular on Amazon. Not only that, currently, Amazon gets almost 16 million visitors on Amazon Saudi every single month. So if you want to be part of it, let's get started with step number 1, which is setting up your account. Now, setting up your account on Amazon in Saudi is very standard. And the information that I'm going to be providing you in this video is mostly for non-Saudi Arabia nationals and also for non-Saudi Arabia residents. So if you don't live there and if you're not from Saudi Arabia, this is the right information for you. So first and foremost, it's a standard way of setting up your Amazon account, your Amazon seller account. What you would require would be to just log into amazon.sa, scroll down to the bottom and click on sell on Amazon. And then you would require to register. Now, it is not possible to register as an individual. You will need to register as a company. So you would need to provide your business license. But good news, you can be an international business, so you can be a business based in the UAE as an example, or even in the UK or even in the US, and not need to have a KSA or a Saudi Arabia based business in order to become a seller. Now, we're still in the same framework. Let's talk about step number 2, which is also providing Amazon a tax registration number. Yes, you need to be tax registered and you need to be filing your VAT every quarter in order to be able to sell on Amazon and not break any rules and regulations. Now, definitely you will be able to get a tax registration number yourself as an international person, as somebody that doesn't live in Saudi Arabia, but it's going to be very difficult for you to do the filings. It's not an easy system for you to understand. That's why I would highly recommend that you would reach out to service providers in KSA that do provide this service. Now, if you're thinking, where do I get these service providers? Well, of course, we have you covered and we've created a downloadable PDF. You'll find it linked in the description box of this video and in one of the comments where you can download all of the information that I'm talking about in this video and the recommended service providers that I would recommend that you work with. Now your account is already open. What about step number 2? Adding your products. So now it's time for you to add your products. Now, this information, I'm going to divide it into 2, because if you are currently an Amazon seller and you have already products listed on the Amazon marketplace, well, good news, because you can follow something called BIL, Build International Listing, which basically means you can copy those listings and then just show them on Amazon in Saudi Arabia. The positive thing about this is if your listing is well optimized, and most importantly, if your listing already has reviews, then you can get started in the Saudi Arabia market directly with those reviews and not have to basically start from zero. Now, on the other hand, if you're not already an Amazon seller and you don't have those products listed anywhere on any other Amazon marketplace, well, you will need to list those products from zero. So you will have the potential and possibility to create wonderful listings. And the positive thing about this is that you can really tailor your listings according to the market. Because as you know, each and every market has its own type of customer. So you can, for example, add Arabic keywords, maybe add some Arabic words into the images, make it a little bit culturally appropriate as a listing. And that's the positive thing about creating a listing from zero. Now, if all of this sounds confusing, worry not, because you can work with us one-on-one in our dedicated program called Go to Saudi Arabia, where our team will walk you through all of the steps and help you through everything so that you can get started on Amazon Saudi Arabia. If you want more information, you can go to our website right here and you can book and apply to work under this program with us. Okay, on to step number 3. So now you've got the account open, now you have the products ready. Well, it's time for us to send inventory over to Amazon. So yes, you cannot drop ship, meaning you can't have products somewhere and then when a customer buys them from Amazon KSA, you ship them. No, the products have to be physically in Saudi Arabia for you to be following Amazon's real rules and regulations. With that being said, it means you have to ship the products into Saudi Arabia. And if you know anything about Amazon, Amazon doesn't provide any support with international shipping. Amazon will take care and handle your products, but you need to actually send them over to the actual Amazon warehouse in Saudi Arabia. And then after that, Amazon will take care of everything. So with that being said, obviously it's not very easy to send products into Saudi. So before we actually talk about shipping, let's talk about step number 3, which is product compliance. Yes, most products that need to enter into Saudi, depending on the product type, will require additional product registration for them to be compliant. And that type of certification is normally something that you hear called Sabr, which is applied for under the Salim Sabr or on the Salim Sabr platform. Again, this is very much dependent on your product. If it's a simple product, then the process is quite simple. If it's a little bit more of a complicated product, such as a health product, a medical device, then product registration is required. But don't worry, because of course, I have these things all figured out for you. But before I tell you, let's move on to step number 4, which is shipping and logistics. So now we've got the right certificates so that we are eligible to ship those products. It's time for you to ship those products. And the good thing is you do not have to be a local company in Saudi Arabia in order to ship products. You can work with shipping companies that provide you something known as importer of record. If you watch videos on this channel before, I've talked about this a lot. And for some people, importer of record is something that's very new to them because this whole Amazon business is also very new. This is what Google says importer of record basically means. It's basically either you acting as the importer of the product or someone on your behalf. In this case, it's going to be the shipping company. And yes, there are a lot of great service providers that will be able to provide you this type of service, whereby they'll be able to ship the product on their record, and thus you don't need to do anything further. More about shipping and logistics falls under external warehouses, because as you know, inside of Amazon, there's always a certain limitation, especially if you are a new seller, to the amount of inventory that you can store in Amazon. So if you're somebody that has a lot of products and you want to ship them in bulk and have them stored in Saudi Arabia, probably you can't ship them all to Amazon. Maybe you also want to sell on other platforms, so you want to have an external warehouse. Are external warehouses, 3PLs, fulfillment centers available in Saudi Arabia? Of course they are. And there's a lot of actually very successful UAE-based fulfillment centers that have recently also migrated and opened in Saudi Arabia, which is absolutely perfect because they took the know-how of how everything works and now they're transforming it into Saudi Arabia. So yes, you can ship your products either directly to Amazon if you're shipping the right quantity, or you can ship your products to a 3PL or a fulfillment center and then send whatever units you want over to Amazon and then keep the units that are extra or units that you want to sell on other platforms or whatever stored in the third-party logistics provider. 4 steps. I know they might seem complicated, but trust me, you can do this. And remember, you can work with us one-on-one, or you can find the handy-dandy downloadable ebook linked in the description box of this video or in one of the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have any additional questions so that we can do another part for this video. I'll see you in another video with more information. Bye.